Today is Friday the 28th of August. We're partway through the project of refurbishing 3 floors of the Armfield club. In terms of the people that are involved, all lifelong Blackpool FC fans, and we want to make it the hub, an independent supporters hub, which should be quite unique in English football. We want it to be the home of the Blackpool Supporters Trust, all the other Blackpool supporters groups, the Ex-Players Association, we want them to come over here and play a big role here. We'd like it to be the home of Lee Charles TV, and we can have lots of interviews and things going on a match day before, during and after the game, during the week. And it's right in the centre of FY1, which is one of the poorest postcodes in the whole of the UK. We want it to reflect our story done by Blackpool people, for Blackpool people. Players, managers, owners come and go, but the love that we all have for Blackpool Football Club is be passed on for generations, and we're just holding the baton from those that have passed it down to us. It's a pretty big location here. I think the capacity after COVID disappears, it's going to be in the region of about 700 people, so it's pretty big. And we want it to be a place that Blackpool fans can come and be members of on a match day. Ex-players, current players, we want to make it a really sort of centre of the community type of location on match days. So we want people to come, drink beer, have a good time before, during, after the game. And the vision is that people from other clubs will look upon this and think, you know, this is an amazing thing that the Blackpool lads have done between themselves. An awful lot of us met and became close friends as a result of the dark years under the Oystons, really. We all boycotted. And this is a product of that, really. And if it wasn't for those dark years, this wouldn't take place, because we wouldn't have the sort of the desire, the energy to sort of build something that's really our own. We can tell our own story. In 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years time, it will still be a shining beacon, really, that people will be proud to be part of. And it'll mark our point in history from here in 2020 onwards. So we've got a good relationship with the present, hopefully the future, and obviously the past as well. This location has got a massive amount of history to it. It was the location of Swallow Sidecars, who were responsible for building the first ever Jaguar. It's a big old building, and it's a listed building. Can't be knocked down, so there's great history there. We're gonna call this the War Room. It's not gonna be like a boardroom, but it's gonna be an area sort of segmented off from the 3 main bars, and what we'd like to have here to make it the natural home for the ex-players. So John Cross and Derek Spence and Eamon O'Keefe and all those people who play a great role, really, in representing the club and still supporting the club, and Glyn James and all those guys that come down. We'd like to make a home for them so they can come in before the games. It's going to be nice, it's going to be warm, it's going to be really well decked out. In the bars there's going to be a lot of beer drinking and a lot of madness and a lot of jollity, which is exactly what football fans do. So here there'll be a bit of an oasis, a wee bit away from it. Would like this room, and it's a big project, to get an enormous collage of all the different photographs. You know, people maybe on the top of Mount Everest with the Oyster Out flags, or the signs from all over the world, because people had so many of those, to bring them all together to make an enormous collage and have it on wallpaper in full colour all around this room, going from the door when you come in, going all the way around the room. Maybe important court cases, or important pitch invasions, or important court rulings, or events that have happened, to go around, and so people can say, oh, there's a bit of a timeline here, oh, this makes sense, I remember that, well, I was at that game, I was at that protest. So it's that little period of history, you know, that we want to encapsulate, which I think, you know, away fans that have got an interest in fan power and what fans can achieve will love to come here and say, you know, can we go into the War Room at the Armfield Club? A number of us from BST, because we weren't getting our fix here, we went across to Germany. And I remember some of the grounds we went to, from Kaiserslautern, Freiburg, we did all the big ones, a lot of the, you know, the Bayerns, the Dortmunds or whatever, and the Schalkes. They have like an instituted supporters club within their ground, really, which they manage, they decorate, they look after. But it is a bit different here. It's unusual to have that inside the ground, because there's always that tension. Because if things go a bit pear-shaped, as they often do with football clubs, you know, we've all got our stories, every club has had bad times and good times. We'll be here like an anchor in the bad times, and hopefully this will still be full of Blackpool fans, still vocalising the support and going across the road. The independent thing, appeals to us, and we talked about it, and we've not even really, to be honest, approached the club to do that. They've got so many things they've got to do in this middle of this COVID epidemic. They've got to manage all the players, they've got to do all the important stuff they do at a football club, which is a really, really big job. So we thought, look, let's try and do it ourselves. This is Trojan number one, as I've started calling him over recent weeks, because he's worked more hours here than you would imagine, along with a few other of our pals.
We've basically took the old social club feeling out of it. We want to make it, not a sports bar, but I want to make it something for all Blackpool fans to be proud of. So walk in and go, yeah, this is ours. This is our club. This is our supporters club. Right next to the ground. We're not going to rush it. We'll open when we open, because it needs to be spot on, everything. Every room. We want ex-veterans coming in during the week to sit down with the ex-players association, sit down and have a cup of teas and biscuits, and bring all the community from round here all back together. It's a deprived area. There's a football team we'll be putting together for the Sundays. A snooker, darts, poker, hopefully. We'll be doing a poker league, which will be the winners of that league, then go to Manchester and then get a chance to go to Vegas. So that would be good. Bingo with a bit of a twist. It'll be for the younger generation. Comedians, looking at doing, I think it's about comedian nights.
I have to get you up and do a turn, you're a bit of a comedian, aren't you?
Once a month on a Friday, local DJs, there you go, there's a free spot. Do your stuff.
This is great. There's a nice home for all the ex-players. In the bar down there, we've got a nice little stage area where that's great. People can wander through and do that. Upstairs, we've got a big function room where we had all the BST meetings, or a lot of them, which is ideal, isn't it? You can have obviously functions in there, you can have bands playing in there. The whole building's a bit of a TARDIS, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's very weird, because you walk in and you just think it's just this little building here. The amount of people that come, they say, oh, I thought there was only one bar in here. I wish there was only one bar. I wouldn't be spending 16 hours down here a day. But it's, on about upstairs, we're looking at live bands upstairs. After the games, maybe once a month. Once everybody's allowed back, then you can stick the Oasis tribute bands on. You can stick none of Iggy's music.
This has been donated this week?
Yep, by Paul Williams. He's helping us out quite a lot, to be fair. He's helping us out. But yeah, we've got plans for what we're going to be doing with this. But these will be projects, as Iggy likes to say. We've got many, many projects. Even when we're open, it's still going to be improving and improving and improving and improving. When
we open it, it's going to look great, hopefully. We're going to make sure it does look great. But then, there'll be so many more things we can do with it, and who knows where it'll go, really, because I mean you've got to be constantly moving forward with progressive, and that's what this town's sort of like, isn't it? We're always fighting back from adversity of one thing or another, and like you said before, we're quite innovative people locally, a lot of entrepreneurial minded people. All the workmen that are coming in is absolutely phenomenal, and there's people getting in touch to say, can I come down and can I help? Everybody that's been involved historically, we've got ideas of projects, haven't we? We'd love to
bring them back in.
Get these old journals out written during the First World War, these handwritten journals of all these people, the Parrs and the Winstanleys and the Smiths and the Joneses and the Johnsons that were all pitching up here during the First World War. We've got it all handwritten in these beautiful journals, haven't we? Right. So, I mean, that's a great local history project, isn't it? So, like I said, we're carrying on the baton now in the 2020,
But we've still got to leave stuff from the past here as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it wouldn't be here otherwise, would it? It'd just be this one room.
The advice we've had from everybody is, you must be mad. You are absolutely insane thinking of starting an independent supporters club, which is in a building as big as this with 3 bars, and you're going to finance it yourselves, and you're going to refurbish it, launch it and do it all. It's impossible, it can't be done. And I've got to say, the more people that say that to us, the more it's galvanised our spirit, really, because, I mean, I've got to say, some of the lads that have worked here, 12-hour days, not for a penny, just wanting to contribute and just to be part of it, in terms of joiners, plasterers, people working with the gas, the electricity, the flooring, the glazing, the whole lot. It sort of brings a bit of a tear to my eye, really, because the people are doing it for the love, not the money, aren't they, really? And, there's not many things you can say in life where it's done for the love and not the money, and that's the right reason, isn't it?